Life is a journey. We all experience highs and lows. Highs, the greatest moments of your life, when you get to see everything come before you and it all lines up perfectly. And the lows, when you feel so sunken down in your grief that there is nowhere to go and no one to turn to. Let me introduce you to the stages of grief. The stages of grief are a set of hard processes through which one faces denial, anger, bargaining, depression, and acceptance to help cope with a tragic loss. They have no definite order or time frame. They're different for every person. Some may linger in it for years, others months, some days or hours. It's different for each person. But for every person, they must go through all the stages to finally feel a new normal. Julie Axelrod of PsychCentral.org describes the stages of grief as a natural reaction to rationalize our emotions. Denial, being one of these stages, is a way we try to defend ourselves from reality and defend ourselves from our emotions. This is where we ultimately end up pushing ourselves into isolation, keeping others away, keeping ourselves to ourselves. Anger is seen as the second stage of this process. Then again, there is no definite order, but anger is where we mask our pain and our emotions. We project our emotions onto other people, objects, or even God. We try to put the blame on someone. We try to hide our sadness. According to Dylan Buckley of BetterHelp.com, the third stage is called bargaining, where you try to reclaim what you have lost. Often, people try to bargain with God. Many offer to be better in some way, if He would fix this tragedy, if He would just bring them back. This bargain that we are trying to create causes no change in our lives. It causes us to be more desperate. You see your inner self come out and you want it all to go back to the way it was. In this conversation, this bargain leaves you feeling helpless and hopeless and unloved. This is where you ultimately end up slipping into the next stage, depression. We start to feel the loss of control. No matter what we do, there is no way to reverse the bad. All the craziness and the questions in our head subside, making us more isolated. Sadness overpowers you, and hope seems to be a child's dream. And you sit. And you sit. This depression leaves you lost. You have no control. You have no one. You push them all away. This will lead us to our next stage. The only way to get out of this depression, the only way to feel a little bit better is to accept. Acceptance isn't the idea that it's okay he's dead, but rather he's dead. And it's okay. I'm gonna be okay. This stage helps us come to grips with our new reality. We make new adjustments mentally, emotionally, physically. Small adjustments to our daily lives so that we can regain control little bits at a time. The truth is, people will never feel okay about death or loss of someone. Never. We try to resist the new norm the loss created. But soon, bit by bit, we start to rebuild the broken pieces of us. We live with the happy memories of someone we love, the new joys and the new memories. We don't hold on to that one sad moment. We recall a whole lifetime of happy ones. You see, most people see grief as a way of self-destruction. They see it as one beating down on themselves so hard that they may never come out. But ultimately, grief is a process of healing, not self-destruction. And Elizabeth Ross of Grief.com even says, the loss of someone is sad, and it's a natural feeling to be depressed. But these stages are responses to those feelings that we flip in and out of, ultimately allowing us to cope with that loss. So, these 5 stages of grief are a set of natural processes that one goes through to cope with the tragedy. Denial, anger, bargaining, depression are the parts of this process that we are the hardest on ourselves and hardest on the world. We just want to push people away and live alone in our misery. But we can be helped. And these are the only stages, the only things that will allow us to get to the next step, which is acceptance. And acceptance
I don't think he's hungry. He just
allows
more
you
marshmallows.
to so much more than be okay with a loss. It allows you to move on with your life. It allows you to live in the happy moments rather than the sad moments of life. We can ultimately find our way back to that straight path, that straight line of a journey that we are following to begin with.
She's trying to teach him to shake with you, Colt.
Find these stages of grief. They help
Do this. Shake.
in unimaginable
Colt, you gotta
ways
say shake.
if you accept
And
your
then shake your
emotions
hand.
as they are.
Do this.
No.
Say
Missing you. almost